I have to say this looks a lot better than I would have expected. Since 2010, Disney has been remaking their animated catalog of movies into live action. While everybody has a very sour attitude towards this, I do think some of them have their moments. For example, I really like Jon Favreau's take on The Jungle Book. Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella adaptation had its moments too, but besides that, everything else they've released has been a pretty pale imitation of its animated source material. Now we're getting to the point where they're remaking movies that are barely 20 years old. Lilo and Stitch has always been one of my favorites, as it's one of the more sci-fi oriented of the Disney catalog. So I will admit I was very skeptical about them bringing this to live action, especially given their recent track record, but I will say after watching the first full-length trailer, this looks pretty promising, and a big part of that is everybody behind the camera. The original film's director, Chris Sanders, is returning to voice the title character. He also directed the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy and is also directing the live-action adaptation of that film coming out later this year. But for Lilo and Stitch, he passed directing duties onto Dean Fleischer Camp. Now, I'm a big fan of this director, and they made the fantastic Marcel the Shell with Shoes On film from a couple years ago, and I think a lot of that style translated very naturally to this movie. There's only so much I could say given that this is just a trailer for the movie, but what do you think? It seems like a lot of the buzz around the trailer is a bit more positive than other Disney remakes, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and click on screen for another video.